to Puma News. I'm Yasmin Najjar.
And I'm Aijeline Pan, and we're here to tell you about the day-to-day news. On the evening of November 13, 2015, a series of coordinated terrorist attacks occurred in Paris, the capital of France, and its northern suburb, Saint-Denis.
Followed by suicide bombings and mass shootings at cafes, restaurants, and music venues in Paris. After the situation happened, people had their own opinions about it.
Can you talk about your opinion on the attack on Paris?
I think it's terrible that anything like that should happen anywhere in the world. Human beings against human beings.
There are many people involved, and I think that right now it's still in the kind of news explosion, and I think that once it dies down a little bit, people will be able to dig into it a little more in depth and really figure out what the problem is, because I don't think that blaming an entire sector of people when there's just a very small group of individuals did something like that. So I think that that's right now it's been blown up by the media, and I think it needs to settle down before any big decisions need to get made about it.
The whole of Europe is now scared about all what's going on. And it happened in Paris, but it can happen in any other country of Europe. And that's what people are begging, for this thing not to happen again. And thanks God the French policemen were very quick, and they caught quite a few of them.
I think it was terrible, and it's part of a larger overall problem. I can't quite put my finger on it. I think a lot of us have trouble kind of narrowing down like who the enemy is, whether it's some think that it's the religion of Islam, and some think it's just an extreme part of Islam. Like for Christians, the KKK was a really bad element within Christianity, but others think read the Quran and see a lot of places where they are violent, and then they but I kind of wish that we would change their ideology, because I think if you rape, murder other people, it's more likely if there's an afterlife that you go to hell. You don't go to heaven, you go to hell for that. So you shouldn't be motivated to kill innocent people and think that you're going to go to heaven. That's not going to happen. All right.
Let us pray for Paris. Now we're going to turn the time over to Tiffany to give us some studying tips for finals that's coming up in a week.
With only 2 weeks of school left, finals are coming soon. The earliest final will be on December 11th and the first and fourth period finals. Here are some tips to help you get started on studying for finals. Make a cheat sheet to study from, so you can know what important details will be on the final and what topics to mostly focus on. Talk to your teachers about anything that you don't understand. If you don't talk to your teachers about a topic that was covered a long time ago, it's not going to help you in the long run. Keep a calm head in mind. If you start freaking out now, it won't do you any good in the long run. You're freaking out about finals, trying to get your stuff together, but if you freak out, you won't think, and when you won't think, you're not going to pass your final. Stay away from your phone and social media. Music can help you study, but checking someone's Snapchat or Facebook messages or anything of that like isn't going to help you pass your final. And those are some tips to help you study for your finals.
Okay, so how do you personally prepare for finals?
Well, teachers usually give us study guides, so I do that ahead of time, and then I can use those study guides to study and look over them.
Okay, and what is your personal opinion of how important finals are?
Well, finals are a really big part of our grade, so if you do bad on them, then your grade will probably suffer, so I recommend that people study and take finals seriously.
Okay, and what are some tips you can give to students that find it difficult to study?
Well, I recommend that they make a study group with their friends so that they can manage their time and think of ways that help them study and learn themselves.
OMG, do you remember the first time you took your finals?
Yes, I definitely needed some advice in that time in my life.
Now we're going to take it over to some freshmen to tell us how they feel and how ready they are to take these finals.
And we'll hear from Ms. Shreve and her advice for the freshmen this year.
I'm definitely nervous because I don't know what's coming for me, so I think I have to work hard to pass the finals. A lot of our classes have the same project and it's also due on the same week, so it's kind of stressful to have all that work on 1 week. I think I'm gonna definitely put out the extracurricular activities and put in more studying time, so yeah.
For the final project, I think the time is good enough, but what needs to be worked on is how we can communicate easier with our partners. Because without good communication with the partners, we get mixed messages, and the mixed messages just really break the project. For me, I like to study the content of like what I'm going to do the test on, and that content will like help me for the final personally. So I'm trying to ask all my teachers right now to know what I should study for the final.
So one of the most important things is it's their first final, so they're gonna be super nervous. So I'd say like when they go into the test, take a deep breath. And the best way to study for finals is to study with other people. I think all the teachers give them study guides, so doing that before the final with their friends and just quizzing each other is a great way to study. Part of their project is going to be a presentation, so taking a deep breath and standing up straight is a great way to feel confident while presenting. And while they work with partners, I always recommend students use Google Docs because it's a way to communicate without having to be next to the person. We're really lucky to have Google Docs these days.
Guess what's coming up? New Year's is around the corner.
And it's a start for many people.
Some make resolutions of goals they'll achieve, while some celebrate with friends.
So now we'll take it over to Pei-Ling to talk to people about their New Year's resolutions.
So New Year's is coming up and we want to ask you a few questions regarding what you will do and what you want to accomplish. So what do you plan on doing for New Year's?
Normally let some dinner with some friends and well, in my younger years we would go to one of those giant parties, but now it's probably just going to be really kind of low-key. Probably stay at someone's place and have a low-key party there.
What are some of your resolutions for the New Year's?
Well, I've been saying this for the last couple of years, but lose a couple of pounds, 10, 20 pounds maybe. Get into an exercise routine. Clean up more often. Those are the three main ones.
Do you think it will be hard for you to achieve those resolutions, and why?
Yeah, I'll be lucky to make it to January 2nd on some of those. Why? Why is it hard? Those are habits. Those are positive habits that you have to work on continuously. And I will almost find an excuse every time to not do those things.
Now I'll be interviewing a student from Vernon High School about how she'll be spending her New Year's. So New Year's is coming up and we want to ask you a few questions regarding what you will do and what you want to accomplish.
Okay.
So what do you plan to do for the New Year's?
I plan on just spending time with my girlfriend and just friends, and probably just stay at home and wait for the fireworks to come off.
Do you think that others can benefit from making resolutions, and why?
I think some can, but others can't, because I mean, unless it's a very realistic resolution, then it's gonna work, but some people just make it for the hell of it.
Do you recommend people to make solutions or goals for the New Year's, and why?
I do if they're gonna like actually make the effort to do them, because some people just make it for fun, but if they really want to change something about themselves or make a big effort toward it, then honestly go for it.
Thanks for tuning into Puma News. Tune in next time.
And we'll get back to you as soon as possible.